Here's Tiger Woods at the Hero World Challenge. And there he hits behind the ball. And the ball doesn't get up on the green and rolls back down to his feet. So as we watch this in slow motion, you see how narrow his stance is. And when he gets to impact, a ton of forward shaft lean. That sharp leading edge. And watch the next few frames. You can see how it grabbed in the turf. And all he's got to do is hit a 1/4 inch behind it and he's in trouble. So, and notice how he's trying to hold the face off. Look at his hands going left here through impact with his turn, holding the face off. So that's golf myth number 1, trying to hold his face open. Now here's his next shot, and even worse. So unfortunately, you have people like this guy right here that is going to tell you to take the club back with your shoulders, don't use your hands and wrist, and then use your shoulders and pivot to turn through and hold that face open and finish there. And that is truthfully not the most reliable, although that's what they want you to believe. They want you to think that that's the best way to chip. So here's a lady that was in this video. She's got 11 degrees of shaft lean, which is a ton. She's taken 11 degrees of bounce off the shot. And notice that same technique we just saw. Look at this finish. So folks, that's not my philosophy. And trying to keep that club face open can be disastrous, just like it was for Tiger Woods. So here's a Hall of Famer, Phil Mickelson. Watch what he's doing. He's got the handle forward. Look at that. He's turning through, holding the face open. Watch it again. Watch it in slow motion. Turning through, holding that face. Look at the finish. Looks just like the lady and the club pro. It's not the most reliable way to chip. Mickelson calls this his hinge and hold. What he's really doing is releasing his left arm and hand against his right arm and hand. He's not holding the angle. If he did hold the angle, as he says, he would miss the ball. You have to unhinge to just hit it. So here I am hitting a shot, and you can see that I have 6 degrees of shaft lean with the ball in the middle of my stance. So I'm going to let the club swing back. I'm going to use my hands and wrist. My lower body's going to shift. I'm going to have the shaft further forward than address. But that's just a moment in time as the club head releases and goes by my lead arm. And my arms and hands rotate. And the club face is toe up on the finish. Loft equals bounce. So if we have loft in the club, we have bounce. When we looked at Tiger, the problem with Tiger was he was set up with so much forward shaft lean because the ball was back in his stance that he didn't have any bounce. The only way he would have hit a great shot is if he hit the ball first. 1/4 inch behind the ball with no bounce in the club, and you can look, well, like Tiger did. So you got to get the ball more forward, and you've got to get the club head. Your arms and hands have to rotate through impact. So here I am hitting a bunker shot. And notice that when I go through, I'm going to have that shaft leaning forward just like I showed you. But look at the club head go, and look at my arms and hands. My arms and hands have rotated. Here's another shot where I show you at impact. Again, the shaft is leaning more forward, and my arms and hands do rotate as they go through. Video does not lie. Now, the one thing people say is you don't want to be flippy. What is flippy? Flippy is just using your arms and hands early, so if your shaft was leaning backwards at impact, yes, you released early. But as long as you have that club and the handle further forward than you did at address, from there you're releasing the club. And that's how the bounce of the club works. So stop trying to keep that club face open going through impact on your chips and your bunker shots. Start letting your arms and hands rotate, and you're going to find out that that's a lot more reliable than trying to keep the club face open.